With that, I guess we can segue into our next segment, our traditional tech talks. Shashwat?
So tech trends is kind of like a staple here now. We've been doing this last two podcasts. So the first tech trend that I'd like to mention is Apple recently introduced their new iPhone. So they also stated that it has 5G, right? I just wanted to ask you, would you get the new iPhone just because it has the 5G aspect to it? Like is that something you were looking forward to when you're in the market for 84 or something?
I think before that you need to answer: are you an Apple fan or a Samsung
Oh
fan?
yeah.
Oh, the big question.
The big
We have
question, the
come
big
to the
question.
big question, people.
100% Apple,
Oh
but
my
Let's go.
god.
when it comes,
Oh my
yeah, that's
god.
when it comes to phones, because I am not behind the new MacBooks at all.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
I'll
okay,
take that
yeah.
as a win. I will take that as a win in my book.
But to answer your question, I would say I would not get it just because of that,
Mhm.
but I think that it has some really cool implications for. So I can see some people who would, particularly, for example, I have friends who do a lot of hiking, or who maybe work in buildings where they just never get any service. So I can see it as a selling point for a lot of those scenarios, especially the hiking one, because I remember when I went to Yosemite, it was kind of scary because there is just absolutely no coverage. So I didn't even have the chance to tell my mom that I was gonna not be replying back for the whole weekend. So
Oh god.
she got pretty
Oh
scared.
God.
She got really scared. So yeah, I really like the idea of, better coverage in some of these places where it's just not there at the moment.
Yeah, because like 5G in Canada hasn't progressed as much as the US, I would guess. So for us, that was not the selling point. Like I just wanted to ask you that question because I feel like in US it's been more progress. So yeah, so with that we can
Mm.
move on. With that we can move on to the second topic. So in past, Amazon recently I guess announced like they're having this drone delivery project. And also like I was looking more into like drones and how they're going to be implemented into real life. I was looking at NASA has also done something like this where they're trying to have like a traffic management system. So my question to you is like, how are drones going to change the world? Do you think we would see more drones around, not just for like videography or something, just for, like for other purposes?
I know that has been in the talks for a very long time,
Yeah.
and I actually do think that there is a market for it, especially because, so right now it's a little different. It's not particularly a drone, but at UC Berkeley, there's a little robot that does the food delivery around campus.
Oh.
So I can kind of see something similar where the deliveries, food or shipping, are done by drones. But I also think it's really interesting because I know that drones get stuck in trees and get stuck in all
Yeah.
sorts of places, or people, are trying to bring them down. So I am interested in how they're going to be managing that. But I am also really interested to see how this takes shape. And I have a big Amazon warehouse close to me since I'm in LA, so
Oh,
I can
okay.
definitely see this being kind of like one of the first places. So I'll let you guys know.
Let us know when you see one.
Yeah.
So, Kat, this is another. I guess I can't say this is a trend. This is just a personal question. Also, being a fellow space fan, once I heard that you were working on the Europa Clipper mission, I was kind of freaking out. But considering when I read that, I also read that they found evidence of life on Venus. Did you hear about that?
hmm hmm
Considering that, do you think that will affect your Clipper mission, or is that what is your take on the evidence of life on Venus?
Yeah. So, well, it's not a direct evidence of life, but it's a possible explanation. And it's really interesting because currently, or before that, those news, Europa was the number one possibility for the search for life in the solar system.
Mhm.
So that search is still a very important search, and I don't, the mission is already well underway, so the mission is totally safe when it comes to the contracts for funding that are going on and all of that. The one that I am very interested in hearing about its future is Europa Lander, because we had the Europa Clipper, which is an orbiter planned, and then the mission that would come next, which has already been proposed, is Europa Lander, which would send a lander to Europa. So that's the one where I am very curious to see whether that ends up going through or we end up putting a pin on it, to pursue Venus a little bit more. Venus is a very difficult place. It's a very, very, very difficult environment. So there's actually been a few NASA competitions. Even before this news came out, there's been a few NASA competitions for concept designs and proposals for sending missions to Venus. So this is something, this is something that's already been in the works, but the environment is just so treacherous. It's really difficult for electronics in general. So I am also very interested to see and would love to be part of a future mission, because it sounds very complicated and I am on board.
Oh my god. Imagine going to space. That would be so cool. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that concludes all the things that we have to cover for the podcast. Kat, any last words that you would like to get in?
Yeah, so I would just like to say that one of the biggest reasons why I love doing this is because I really love to show people that my job and my role doesn't define me in the way that I'm a normal person, I am an absolutely normal person. I am not a superhuman. I am not a super genius. I am not one of those people where you put a book in front of me and I can read it and know everything. That's not me. So the fact that I'm working on all of these amazing missions and amazing projects, it's just one of those things where I want and need people to know, especially students, especially people considering jobs in this industry, that there's absolutely room for you. You do not have to be a super genius. That's absolutely not what we are looking for. Passion, dedication, that is what will get you to your dreams. So definitely don't give up. Do not stop trying. Do not stop applying. There's room for you here.
All right, guys. If you'd like to listen to more of our stuff, check us out at Stark Enterprises on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast. We will be putting links in our descriptions to where you can find Kat, such as her Instagram, her YouTube channel, and everything that you need to find about her. If you have any questions that you are dying to ask or have a guest idea that you want to see featured on the podcast, shoot us a DM at _Stark Enterprises. Want to get to know us better and our projects? Check out our website on our Instagram bio. With that, I am Mebin Matthew. With me was Shashwat Chauhan and Philip Thomas when we hosted Kat Echazarreta. And we have been Stark Docs.